Okay, so we're trying some Tesla here. I think this is wanting to come back up and mount above the 1 minute trigger. Kind of front running this a bit just because we don't have 5 minute velocity confirmation just yet, but this very well could be the bottom. We also do have 1 minute, a 1 minute divergence here. Okay, it didn't make a new low here, but this is a slight 1 minute divergence where we see the highest or the lowest 1 minute velocity print with this low here, and then we make a new low while 1 minute velocity is repairing. Like I said, I'm kind of front running this a bit. I didn't wait for a full candle close back above the 1 minute trigger, but in case that the next 5 minute velocity print does increase and we're still hanging out around here, or we do get the mount of the 1 minute trigger, I might add to this position. Okay, and we just got 5 minute velocity confirmation. If this comes down and taps the 1 minute trigger, I'll add to this position. But this is very nice confirmation. I like this. There's a significant increase. Okay, not bad. I didn't add. That's all right. I should have. It's a really nice 5 minute velocity increase there, but that's all right. I'll probably sell. I think I'm in 2 contracts here. I'll probably sell one of them if we get a nice little push here again. Just because if we push nicely here, we'll probably be pretty extended from the 1 minute trigger. There's always a chance of price coming down and tapping the 1 minute trigger before more upside. So let's see what we get here. The most important thing for this play is the most important thing that I want to keep my eye on right now is the next 5 minute velocity print. It should come in the next 2 minutes. What I want to see it do is continue increasing. Right? If it's about the same print, if we get about the same print here, or if we decrease, I will be fully exiting the position. Okay, so it's already kind of showing us the next print here. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but I'm gonna exit this position now, and of course that candle that wasn't the best candle there, but that's all right. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but it's confusing and I do not like it. I guess that's, I don't know what happened there, but that is an increase in 5 minute velocity. That's all right. Took a little bit of profit there. This play here, in my opinion, normally sees a lot more follow through. And I mean, it still could. It hasn't lost the 1 minute trigger just yet, but I'm kind of glad I took profits when I did. Normally for something like this, I'd want to take partials on the way up, but like I said, I basically took full profits one of these 2 candles here. But the reason I say this usually sees a lot more follow through is because of the nice 5 minute velocity increases that we got here. And we just got the next hourly velocity print. This is a huge increase. This is a very nice increase, but I mean, this honestly could be a capitulation type of print, right? Normally you want to see gradual increases here. This basically, I mean, this tripled. So I don't know if I would trust this hourly velocity print, but this could set up again, right? The important thing would be to keep an eye on the 5 minute velocity. You want it to bottom just like how it did here, and then see a nice increase like it did here. But this wasn't the best play, right? I mean, it's not a huge move or anything like that, but it's very simple, right? So you get the 1 minute mount here, see a nice little quick move, you take profits, you can hold partials, right? And I mean, you're protected by the 1 minute trigger. So this candle close here would probably have stopped you out break even or just a small loss. But yeah, this is a decent example of a nice little airplane setup. So we had 1 minute velocity divergences here. We have 5 minute velocity bottoming out, a nice hourly velocity print, suggesting for a nice airplane setup. 1 minute, 5 minute trigger airplane setup here. So we didn't see a huge move there, right? Which is okay. We only took like 10% profits there. And if we would have came back down and closed, we would have came back down and closed below the 1 minute trigger, it probably would have been about a 10% stop, right? But that's okay, because when you get a setup like this and you have 5 minute velocity confirmation, right, and 1 minute divergences and positive hourly velocity, things are in your favor. There's a very good chance that it doesn't, right? So although this probably was like a 1-to-1, really, because it was something like this, and a candle closed below the 1 minute trigger would have probably been something like that, right? It seems very small, and maybe it might seem like it's not high confidence, but it is, right? The 1 minute trigger amount is significant when it comes to scalping, of course. And typically what you get is a candle like this. You get a candle that accelerates to the upside, right? So a lot of the times with these plays, if you check off a lot of the things that you're supposed to be looking for, there's barely any drawdown, right? When at the beginning of the play, at least, right? Because you get a lot of not a lot of, but you get 1 or 2 candles that basically accelerate to the upside. You might get a little pullback that gets bought at the 1 minute trigger before it continues going up more. But yeah, nice little example. Not a lot of profit. I've been sizing down on my plays a lot, just because I, of course, left my job. So I don't have the same monthly income that I used to. I used to be able to afford to play with more size, but I'm taking it lightly. I'm being patient with my plays, and I'm taking them with very small size. I might take larger size soon. But like I said, I'm being patient. For me to take on larger size with these positions, I have to really trust that it's an A+ setup, and it has to check all the boxes that I look for when it comes to the plane setup. So this is a great example of why I typically stay away. Well, not stay away, but I prefer to scalp the indices. Because a move like this on a 0DTE or a 1DTE on SPY would have easily seen like 50% while risking maybe 20 to 30%. Right, so this is, of course, Friday's contract on Tesla here, and it's Tuesday, so that's why we only saw like a 10% move there. But yeah, this easily on SPY, a 0DTE would have seen 40-50% in just these few candles. And I would have been very happy with those profits. But yeah, of course I could have sized bigger, knowing that in advance before entering on Tesla, but I don't know, I'm just way more used to and more familiar with contracts on SPY and QQQ and IWM. So